Look, President Biden is going to be very cautious about tightening oil sanctions on Iran. Why? Because the sort of winking and nodding at Iran's exports to China, Venezuela, and Syria was the quiet part of this deal they did that included freezing the enrichment, Iran's enrichment. On the surface, it was about $6 billion for six hostages. But under the surface, it was, let's call it freeze for a freeze. So if President Biden starts cracking down on Iran's exports to those three countries, Iran could start enriching again. In light of what just happened this weekend with tensions so high, that would put us even closer to a regional conflict. So I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. But I don't think President Biden's going to be in a hurry to tighten sanctions on Iran's crude oil exports.
Bob, we heard earlier from Kevin McCarthy, the now former Speaker of the House, who, like many Republicans, was calling out the Biden administration and pointing to Iran. Here's what he had to say.
Sanctions should go on Iran's production of oil. Under the last administration, Iran was only producing 400,000 barrels of oil a day. Now it's 3 million. They're making billions of dollars. They are wealthier, richer, and stronger under this Biden administration, and they're using that wealth to fund terrorism.
Qualifying what Kayleigh was just referring to, we spoke with Ron Dermer today as well, Bob, the Strategic Affairs Minister in Israel. He says Iran may have known about these attacks, didn't think they knew about this initially, but says, quote, there's some evidence they might have known about it. We're working to verify that evidence, unquote. What happens if they do show the world evidence linking Iran to what happened last weekend?
Yeah, so I saw that interview. It was fantastic, and I raised it to my clients as well right away. Fantastic. No, that was very important. If Iran formally accuses, if Israel formally accuses Iran of operational involvement in this attack, right? Directing it, coordinating it, knowing about it, and produces incontrovertible evidence of that in public, I think the markets will discount a much higher crude disruption risk. And that will set up an expectation that Israel will inevitably or ultimately settle accounts with Iran as well, that Iran will have to pay for it. Now, there is the issue of sequence, though. I don't think the Israelis would be in a hurry to show the evidence and to take Iran now. I think they want to deal with one problem at a time if they can. And the next big thing is going to be the ground invasion of Gaza. And I think for now, they're trying to deter and dissuade Hezbollah and Iran and other actors from broadening this conflict. But if we see that reveal of evidence, then we all should be raising our odds that eventually Israel will pay back Iran directly. And in a way bigger than we've seen in the past, material attack on Iran in payback for this.